Ashe Collective, welcome to Nesia Star Tarot. So, I just want to pull a couple of cards today and possibly see when this posts and, you know, they'll apply then. No, I want to come on today and ask a couple of questions, and I haven't started yet, but first card out here I see is a Knight of Cups, with the Nine of Wands. It's funny, I'm getting a lot of nines, so like a lot of self energy. So someone's like making an offer towards, like, I almost want to say, it's not walking away from a commitment, but feel like it's more of a commitment to self that's being made, or like an offer to self. Nine of Wands is like that energy of like, I'm gonna give this one last try. So I guess before we get into this, I just want to ask questions. So I don't know why I'm getting that energy, but maybe that'll be the first question. Divine Spirit, why does the collective feel that possibly you've gone through something? I'm feeling really heavy here because I'm getting a lot of Ten of Wands energy. So Ten of Swords as well, because it's like feeling stabbed. Some, you know, that energy of having to remove those swords. Or in the instance of Ten of Wands, it's the energy of carrying a load that's too heavy for you. Or carrying something like that's like dead weight is the energy. So it's like maybe letting go of your own fear towards something going wrong, or possibly what I really want to say is like, this is forgiving yourself is the energy I'm getting with that Nine of Cups. It's bringing in an emotional offer towards self where it's like, I'm sorry that I allowed this to happen to you, or I've allowed this to go on for this long. So why does the collective feel that energy? What is pulling at the heartstrings? I just got a vibration in the heart space. Ashe Collective, and thank you for this space and time we spent together. Again, welcome to Nesia Star Tarot. Okay. Whew. So I feel like there's really something being learned here because of the fact that Eight of Wands is messages coming in quickly. So you already got a message that came in. It's almost like you've already seen something occur. What is this? What is this, Divine Spirit? Okay. Ooh. This is Queen I don't give a fucking, this is Queen Cutthroat. So this is Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords here. This is fire and air energy. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So with this energy, this is that great communicator, but she's also quick to like cut things off that she knows aren't necessarily in her best interest. Upside down, she can be like really conniving, really like methodical, and like just quick to she's not very open-hearted, I'll say. She's not very trusting. She's very, like, this is someone that takes account of everything that's taken place and basically will use everything as like I want to say they're running their own inventory. It's like they're running mental inventory of the actions. And then so when they do finally decide to cut the cord, like it's because of those emotions are like running over, right? Because this isn't necessarily coming from an emotional place. It's more so coming from like, I'm mentally absorbed, right? But with the Queen of Wands, this is more of like finding creative ways. Queen of Wands is the more action behind it, more, excuse me, standing in the will. So willful actions. So again, the Queen, I don't give a fucking Queen, cut it up, cut it off. the energy here is very ego based, I want to say. I'm feeling a lot of ego here where it's almost like entitlement. There's two people, I want to say this is two different energies, but it feels like two people are butting heads to an extent, because I don't know if it's about survival or just like, I say even with the 9 of Wands that came out, like with the survival, like why do you need to feel so, because it's not loving. It's the energy I'm getting. It's more of like do my own thing, and she's definitely like gonna cut you off if you say the wrong thing kind of energy. With the Knight of Swords upside down, but yeah, the deck was upside down. Knight of Swords. So somebody brought in, or something came in. This could just be energy that changed in a situation where now someone's feeling the need to cut something off, or like feeling really cold. That's the energy of like almost being out in the cold with that nine of Wands as well. But still willing to give, like the Queen of Wands has a lot of spark or like creativeness, ingenuity, like still that will for being, or still that, it's like that childlike energy too, where it's like, how do you explain that? It's like almost like the naivety of wanting to see a better side to things, like where it's like you're more willing to walk away than you are to like actually hurt anybody. Because like when it comes down to it, and it's funny, I'm going back to the story though, wands are like sticks, right? So you use a wand when you're fighting or upset, right, to hurt somebody but not harm somebody, right? Whereas if you're fighting with swords, you're cutting, you're stabbing. Your swords are the words, swords are the even actions that you may take to like physically harm somebody. So it's just like, it's two different energies, but both of them are bad. Like, or both of them are like harm, that wounded energy, the 9 of Wands, right? So it's like, what wounded, what came in and it keeps coming in upside down. This wasn't good energy, or wasn't good news that came in that put everybody in a space of defense. That's really what this is, defensive energy, like willing to cut things off, willing to like escapism, willing to, I don't know. It's the ego. It's that one-sidedness, like willing to not cooperate. Cooperation is lacking here. It's almost like opposites too, because the air would only agitate the fire, if you think about it in terms of elements. Here with the Artist as well. That's giving me magician vibes, as far as manifestation. But I guess what's really like throwing me for this read is that this is feminine energy. So like for women to be, you would think at the end of the day, women would be on the same page. Like, even if there's like an underlying issue, there's still like some sort of cooperativeness to the fact that like women, you know, we think differently. Right. There's justice there, right? Even justice is represented as a woman because it's like fair. Right. What's fair? So, this isn't even about fairness, strength. That's the energy I'm getting with the Artist, right? This is about a cycle. This is about, and then this is about like the demeanor too, because again, like the animals that you see featured in both of the cards, it's taming that inner beast is the energy, right? So I feel self-restraint is a lot of the energy here too. So it's almost like you're through self-restraint, you're using that energy or harnessing that energy to actually project it towards a future, or use it more in a positive light where it's actually going to propel you into something that you're manifesting, you know, like the magician energy as I spoke of. I actually don't know how many, and the artist keeps coming back out. So I'm going to leave this here with those cards, but we're going to clarify with a different deck really quickly. I'm already 10 minutes in, and I'm still like, because my questions really aren't being answered right now as far as like why the collective is feeling like the wounded. It's almost, as I said, like forgiving oneself for the wounded, and then it's like that energy of wanting to cut things off, as well as like the energy of wanting to create or see things blossom. Those may be two separate directions though, or one may be needed to be done before the other. But it's about the feminine energy. The reason I brought that up as well is because it's more of a nurturing, like really seeing things grow, having that patience, having the wisdom, the intuition, the intuitiveness to be able to like really decipher when, where, how, and why. So if you're waiting for an opportunity to be able to, I almost want to say put your sword down or put your wand down, it's coming. It's almost like you're envisioning it. So keep the vision. Wow. Different deck, and the card comes back out again. Strength card. This is really that beast, taming that beast. There is something here that's like nudging. I feel like it's almost nudging at the animal. Oh, sorry. The camera died. I don't know if you caught what I said. But I feel like there's something here nudging at the animal aspects, or like something nudging at the soul, but it's like almost deceptive in the way that the energy's coming out, but it's like supposed to let you know that you harness something more, or like that there's more to. All right, there's a couple different things coming out, because I also feel like there's more to the story here, and it's something something about like material harvest. 9 again giving me that individual, but like there is some sort of abundance that's coming out of this, as I keep stating too. It's almost like that individualness, the ego, all of that. You're learning a lot about your own character when it comes to like even drawing on, I feel like, what you considered your principles or your values to be. This is almost redefining, like, because when you think about going in for a kill or going in for anything with passion or aggressiveness, it's like, I feel like you need to, the advice here is to collect oneself, because you are almost deceiving you are almost deceived, or like that's the forgiveness is in being deceived by those around you or by some sort of situation. I also feel like too, because I just see the word here, there's a lot of envy that was going on. It's like something wasn't spoken. This represents air energy with the blue. So that's like the throat chakra. But as well as, I'm just going to say third eye, and he's almost touching his third eye in the picture. But he's wearing a mask. You see the mask that, like, somebody's taking their mask off now. So I feel like there was deception in the fact that somebody was pretending to do something, and it was found out that that wasn't the case, right? And then the needing to tame the beast within, but it's enlightenment. And again, it's a lot more to do with forgiveness and being able to like grow. This is about growth, like spiritual growth, physical growth. There's a lot of growth taking place right now. And destiny. So that's patience as well. This is karma. Karma, the wheel of karma turning. And I feel like depending on how, because you could be in this energy and use it like, because the Queen of Swords is also an intellectual as well, right? She's very smart. She's very decisive. She's very, what am I trying to say? She's very inventive. Innovative is the word I was going for. same with that Queen of Wands energy. They're both here to like discover, learn, and create more, and like be able to it's not just about for self though. Again, with that feminine energy, it's more of like the surroundings, the environment, the future, looking forward to the future, right? So with that being said, I'm just going to shuffle one last card and we'll ask a question here. So maybe that is part of the, and I just got that energy too, that's part of the issue here, is seeking individuality of self. I feel like you may even be coming out of a situation, possibly a relationship, where now it's hard to like re-identify the self. But the Queen of Wands is giving me a lot of that Leo moon energy, and I feel like that's what a lot of it was about, was like giving people that extra energy, or energize them extra so that they have the extra oomph to get behind the ideas that they wanted to create, or the things that they said they wanted to do. It was it was a creative time for a lot of different people. And then it was like also a space to connect back to that childlike self, where you're able to think and create and be imaginative. Like the imaginations, the dreams, everything was a lot more vivid during that time. Gateway, come through, collective, come through. All right, so this is the energy, that unicorn, that seeing that you are the unicorn here, and you're going through this stuff for a reason. It's opening a gateway. You're opening, it's ascension at the end of the day. You're opening a portal. Opportunity, Leo moon energy, I'm telling you. Opportunities are on their way. It's just certain actions. You really have to be mindful right now, collective, of the actions you take. And even with that wounded warrior, or feeling like left out and defensive because you've been through so much, you have to be mindful of, you're in a space where if you haven't forgiven, you're going to continue to go through the cycle, that 8, right? Or the loop of having to forgive yourself because of your actions, because they weren't in the place of mindfulness. So maybe even that's why these two energies are here, to remind you to be nurturing and forgiving, and like remain. I just saw this too. This is 7, 8, 9. How crazy is that, right? This is really, woo, 7, 8, 9, 10. I didn't even see that, you guys. Look at the cards that came out. 7, 8, 9, 10. This is really leading to something. This is leading to something that's destined. And I feel like this is part of the destiny of it. It's about gaining self-reliance. It's about a growth, a maturity of self as well. I almost want to say too, it's about being able to look at things through a different lens. Like you're learning a lot here. I just want to read what gateway is. But with the 7, 8, 9, 10, I feel like that's coming full circle. So it's almost like the things that you thought you were able to see, like your intuition was guiding you, now you're feeling it in your heart space. Like it's almost like, and this is connecting to me with the 7 sisters as well, the 7 star sisters, but almost like a higher council. It's connecting to a higher council where you're moving out of the ego and starting to like really understand like the divine laws of nature, again, how manifestation and all that plays into it, and then be able to come at things with like a different sort of power. But right now we're really being energized to tame this beast within. I do feel like there's a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of anger, a lot of like deception. It's deceptive energy because people are living in fear right now. So the advice would be to really try to get past these obstacles. You're going to have to find new creative ways to, new creative ways to move past, obstacles. I hope y'all see that. That's the Justice card. And then right behind Justice, the Strength. I'm telling you, these energies are walking hand in hand. So I don't know if that means something too. An air sign and a fire sign may be walking hand in hand, and that's justice. And that's the strength that you're calling upon, because if you have to reinvent new ways and be innovative and like discovering new ways of getting out of the situation, it looks like the only option that's being presented is to just literally walk away. I mean, but this is like growing, not physically leaving. I mean, it may come down to that in certain circumstances. Because if you're not happy, I could even see with the justice and strength, if you're not happy within a marriage and you've tried all the different avenues, it's like, how long do you have to continue to, I don't know, live with deception, especially if I feel like you kind of already see things for what they are, and that's what puts you in a position of like being on the defense. And if you continue to stay, it's more forgiveness for self that you're going to need, because again, you're allowing it to happen. Action needs to be taken here. And again, the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. It may be hard to be alone. It may be really hard for some to like really see their own value. But that's what this Leo moon came in for. It was to give you that confidence and that power and that ability to really stand up for self. This is the time. The frequency of the earth is changing. Our own frequencies are changing. People don't really know how to deal with what they're feeling and all the different changes that they're going through. Again, obstacles and challenges are here, and it's not just like for one person. This is here for everyone. So you have to be Queen of Swords energy, mindful of that, right? Walking with almost like, it's because of the fact of what she's been through that she walks around with a sword. But the Queen of Wands is that same energy. Like, she still holds her staff and, you know, can use it in battle. But the stick is also more of like that, again, that Hermit energy, right? He carries a staff as well, because it's creating that stability, like that foundation. And it's almost like helping you or aiding you in your walk or your journey. So, and again, sparking flames, sparking, igniting different passions, giving you insight. There's a lot of different things that, like, you know, the wands and air represent, because air again is that thought too. So it's bringing thoughts, it's grounding down thoughts. But a lot of this is cerebral, so it's a lot of things to do with stuff that's in your head, not so much like things that you're doing. Oh wow, so behind actions is taking risks. So that really is the advice here, collective. It's time to go out and start having adventures. It's time to go out and start doing things that is going to heal self. And I feel like it's more so about taming the beast within. I know recently I just went to like axe throwing for the first time. And that's like a good way to like get out some of that aggression, because you can just focus all of that energy again towards something more positive instead of being like diseased or getting sick, is what I'm trying to say, from like having certain things fester, you know. We all want to find healthy outlets, and I'm not here to tell you what healthy is, just like you shouldn't be trying to tell me. So because I don't walk your foot, I don't walk in, you know, your shoes, and I don't necessarily even try to claim to understand anybody or what they're going through, because life is very dynamic in that way. What happens to you, the same thing could happen to me and you, and we handle it or process it differently. So it's like, that's the beauty of it too, as well, you know? So I did want to read what gateway meant, and then I'll let you guys go. But, and I have a couple different books here, of course. I don't know exactly where it was. Okay, gateway. So, Enchanted Valley. There are places on this planet where the veil between the physical realms and the mystical dimensions are especially thin. These places are called portals, vortexes, or spiritual gateways. In mythology, they are revered as places where things beyond ordinary reality can occur. Mystics, visionaries, shamans can traverse these realms and the next through these places. In Celtic traditions, the wee folk, fairies, and elves easily move through these portals and have access to magical places. The Enchanted Valley is a place where the portals often appear. The sacred landscape wants you to know magic is afoot, wondrous events are unfolding, profound revelations and eternal illuminations are close at hand. It is now much easier to manifest your dreams. It is an excellent time to take action in your visions for your future. A small amount of action now will generate much bigger results. Gateway to spirits are opening, and there are places where the veil is especially thin. Fairies and elves are supporting you. Wonders are blossoming in your life. Watch for them. Open your heart to hallowed, holy, mystical energy. The more you become aware of the small marvels in your life, the more they will grow in magnitude. Gateway, guys. All right, Ashe, thank you for this time. Bye.